Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 14th of November 2025. So yesterday's news, bloodbath in Bitcoin and big tech after big vote, rate cut odds tumble, which is not good for the metals, but more on that later. Stocks and bonds both tumble as sell. The reopening news, monkey hammers momentum and mega cap tech. So the tech sector's coming under fire. US stocks sold off, led by tech weakness amid concerns about valuations. Well, we know they've been lending one another 100 billion just to make it look like there's lots of investment coming in. It's done full sort of bit Lloyd's of London, reinsuring around the different insurers, but this time obviously AI companies using one another's money just to make it look good. Concerns over US position in the AI race against China was stoked after a slew of positive updates from China tech companies overnight. Not looking too bright for the AI sector, is it, or tech sector? Strong China tech updates hits US tech, soaring sentiment, so sentiment to the downside. And economic news today, well, we haven't got any today, we're just a blank date. We're back to normal from next week with government economic reports, so we'll see in Monday's alert. Right, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So after putting in a new all-time high on Thursday saw the market monkey hammered, which you can see there, down to the 20 bar moving average. Needs to hold at this level, but just in case it doesn't, we'll go from this low up to the all-time high, and you'll see at the moment we're at 50% retracement, but down at the 78 and 89 we also have the 50 bar moving average. So if we get any follow through today to the downside, at least there are some areas where you can expect to see just a little bit of support. So yeah, the selling's in, certainly shown there as well. And interestingly enough, the market wasn't overbought. This is just a retracement here, which is unusual because you tend to get new all-time highs with the market being overbought, but not on this occasion. 30-minute chart, the market was already moving down, and then during the trading session we opened and down she went. And again, a lot of volume for yesterday. Overnight, the market is just coming to the low of yesterday and likely to retest that as well before the opening of today's session. Well, just as the DAX was about to start playing catch-up, it was hammered yesterday to the downside too. You can see the market stopping at the 78% retracement there. A lot of selling coming in. Again, the market wasn't overbought. And if we look at the 30-minute charts, apart from a couple of green bars, the rest of it was red all the way for yesterday to the downside, of the market sideways at the moment, but higher than the low compared to the Dow, which is about to retest it already, but not looking good. It's got the 200 MA in its way there as well. Let's have a look at the S&P. And in the S&P, this too moving down. Let me just remove these fibs because they're from the previous correction that we had. So from this low up to this high there, we're looking again 62% retracement, a bit closer to the 50 EMA than the Dow. Already come through the 38 and the 50. So it's important that the market holds at this level. So again, just like the Dow, the S&P is already down towards, it's actually retested, it's not down, it's already retested. Found some buyers at the low though, we can see with the green bars, but we're not holding. Yesterday, we were down in the pre-market, the cash market opened and it continued lower throughout the whole of the trading session. So in the FT, the all-time high remains from Wednesday, but yesterday the market down sharply, so again, down to this low to here, and you'll see again that 62% retracement area, which is very important for the market to actually hold there. And the 30-minute chart, again, apart from a couple of green bars, you will see that the remainder were to the downside yesterday. A lot of selling around when the US kicked in as well. They tried to buy back the market, we can see that demand there, but it didn't hold, and then the market following to the downside. Also here, we're not far off the low either of yesterday, and looking fairly weakish in the overnight market as well. And in the US dollar, down yesterday and down on the overnight as well, which is a bit unusual considering that the call for no rate cut, or the odds are being slashed. That should be a positive move for the US dollar, but at the moment it's not. It's higher than yesterday's low though at the moment, so an interesting one there. Right, let's have a look at the metals. And brace yourselves for a day to the downside. It's Friday, Smackdown Friday. The dollar's gone down, and silver hasn't moved to the upside strongly enough overnight to convince me. In fact, it's come back to the 89% retracement from the last down move to the upside, despite we made a new high yesterday. Did we? Let's just double check this. We may not have done. No, we didn't. We only got to 37 yesterday, so we didn't quite make a new high. Not well on this particular platform. It didn't. So as you know, MT4 platforms price differently between different providers, but yeah, there's weakness there. It's going to be difficult to hold this market during today, particularly if we have another down day in the tech stocks as well. So yesterday we got up to the 54.37, and then we started to break down the midday fix. Well, it was a given, wasn't it? And then last night, before we had another slam to the downside as well. This market's got to get back above 53 to have any chance of moving back to the upside. Otherwise, we're heading south once more. In the gold market, this too struggling yesterday. Silver performed far better because we got back to close to the all-time high, where gold was nowhere near to be seen, and there's some selling in this as well, with supply coming into the market yesterday. So weakness overnight, as you can see there as well. Again, yesterday slam by the LBMA, and then as the markets became thinner and Europe closed, we then saw another slam. But Asia bringing the market back, and we need to see a push to the upside, particularly in silver. We need to get through that all-time high and get through 55. If we don't, then we're going to see what we've seen here on the left, where we get another pullback and a consolidation phase. But I'm not confident about this at the moment. I hope I'm absolutely 100% wrong, but this is reminiscent again of 2021, when the market came back and then it moved to the downside. But we'll just have to wait and see. Right, so have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And no surprise, yesterday we came down to where it was before, and then silver started to break down. So they didn't want the market below the 79 level. I think, what's the low on that? 78.04. So the low is 78. So in order to move lower, we've got to take out that 78 level. If we don't, then you're going to see gold moving and silver moving back in the gold-silver ratio, just like we saw there a few weeks ago. You're going to get a spike and a run back up to the 80s level. Right, so a quick look at yesterday's trades. So in the pre-market, prices were moving up, and then they got hit. And then, of course, as we know from the DAX chart already, it was a down day. The market started on the downside, and then I was hoping that the market would continue to the downside, which it did for a moment, down to the close. And then we went into a losing phase as the market became quiet. Buyers came in to support the market. The long failed to move higher, and the short moved down and hit the target, but the long again failed, as you'll see there, and then the selling came back in. We didn't get a signal, unfortunately, because the bar was just too wide and too from its high to low, and then prices just managed to move all the way down until we had another consolidation phase here, and just the order was just filled. The DP had become a resistance area, and prices moving lower once more. So let's go over to the US trading time zone, and the Dow obviously moving lower, and the DAX moved up, which is strange. But then the sell signal came in, and then down we went to the low, where we see them buying back in at this crucial level. However, as we went further into the afternoon, prices didn't hold at the low. They dropped down, and then once they got past this bar where there was some selling coming into the market, we then continued lower. as will be seen in just a moment. And then you get another retest. You get a big spike in volume as well. So let me just explain this again. We got to the low, we saw the buying coming in, and then we break the low to the left, we have another slam, and then they bring it back. And if they do this, it's likely to reverse once more. It's a bit of a dead cat bounce, and then you see the market moving back down again now towards the S2, making up those losses from the morning trading session. But where are we overnight? Let's have a look at this, and you can see at the moment we're stuck above yesterday's close, trying to bring the market back. If we just squash the chart down a bit, you'll see that the low isn't too far away if the close doesn't hold, and we just want to shake out a few more on the long side there. So there we go. That's it for today and for this week. Keep an eye on the metals market. I think they're in for a bit of a monkey hammering today. Smackdown Friday may just return. So with that, have a great day and a great weekend. I will speak to you on Monday. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.